All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down, doing a current events video for you guys and gals. Turn the volume up. So, apparently, Wes Watson finally got arrested last night for assault for that whole video that we saw. This is no surprise. No surprise. Again, the whole thing, another just fake tough guy. Can't carry a gun, lives in a state where literally everybody packs, carries pepper spray, brags about using it for self-defense, fake thug, picks fights with people. Guy shows up to his gym, gets in a fight with an altercation. What happens? He and three of his guys hit on the guy, beat him, hold him on the ground while they all stomp on him. No longer self-defense at that point. You know, just nonsense. He guy's a complete thug, complete clown. You know, and I've had people, they asked me my opinions on all of that stuff a while back, and they're just like, look, it's no longer self-defense, dude. And people are like, but what would you do? You guys already know what I would do. I've already told you guys I'm old. I'm too old to run. I'm too old to get hit in the face. I haven't been near you. I'm not letting somebody hit me in the face. I'm just popping them. I'm done with it. I'm not even playing. And it's not about being a tough guy. I'm just too old to get hit in the face. And everybody already knows that I'm going to do this. They all know who I am. So it's not like there's any question about it. It's just automatic suicide on their part. It's a person who just said, I want to go hit an old man who's armed and I want to die. That's it. They just chose to die. It's that simple. But you don't do it once they're on the ground. That's kind of the point. So in the case of Wes Watson, you know, the guy's on the ground and they just keep beating on him. And he's got other guys holding him down. He hits him like 50 or 60 times, kicks him like 10 times and still doesn't knock him out. There's a point where you just have to go, look, I mean, Wes, you obviously can't fight. So that's the thing, you know, it's amazing that you have guys like Wes and he makes all these things, well, you come down here and I'll deal with it. And, you know, kind of like inviting people to come down and fight him when he can't even fight. I mean, come on. But the thing is, people who are like that usually can't fight anyways. People who are actually really trained fighters are not inviting you to come fight them. They don't necessarily want to be in that situation. Like someone who really and truly is a skilled, trained fighter probably is not inviting you to come down and fight them. They already know this is going to be problematic. And grown men are not usually trying to get into fights. Yeah, again, exactly, T.Y. He's a total buffoon. I have no idea what happened to John Skywalker. I have access to no information other than what you guys have on Google. So I don't really know. You versus Wes Watson in both of your primes would have. Why, Adam? Why? I'm not interested in fighting people, and I wasn't interested in fighting people back then. Think about how ridiculous that is. Right? I have no interest in getting in fights with people, and I didn't enjoy getting in fights when I was younger. I've gotten in fights, but I don't enjoy getting in fights. I don't want to be in fights. I just don't want to. Like, Adam, how immature of nonsense is that? Like, why do you even care about watching someone like Wes Watson fight who has no training? You can go watch some amazing fighters in a ring. You could watch UFC, right? You could watch MMA. Like you could watch real skilled fighters who have skill fighting each other. Like, don't you think that would be way more entertaining than watching a bunch of ass clowns? Come on. What do you mean a good fight? It's not a good fight. Untrained fighters are not, there's no good fight. It's just silliness. Well, it's very clear that Wes Watson has no training. Did you not watch the footage? He clearly doesn't know how to fight. I mean, the fact that he kicked a guy in the head 10 times and lifts weights and didn't knock him out at any point in there should probably be, that's to me is amazing. Like, how weak is he? I mean, let alone clearly no fighting skill. Like, how weak are you? I mean, the guy ran up on the guy and did a running kick like a football. And he still didn't tap him out. I mean, Wes, do you even train legs? I mean, you gotta wonder. I'm just struggling with this. So no, the guy clearly has no fighting experience, like none, zero. So he's just a buffoon who walks around carrying pepper spray, living in a place where literally everybody is strapped. It's Florida, dude. They're like Texas. They're like us. Like, dude, we're all strapped. I mean, come on, guys. So again, was it assault? From what I saw in the footage, in the uncut footage I saw, yeah, dude, he's totally catching a charge, and he's either going to get a plea bargain out of it. He's not walking out of it without a felony. I mean, he's not walking out of it without a felony. I mean, it's almost no way. I mean, we all saw the footage. We saw, oh, he's beating on the guy who's down, and I think we heard some N-bombs in there. I could be wrong, but then he could get charged with a hate crime on top of it because he's whooping the dude's butt while dropping racial slurs. I'm just saying, if I thought I heard that part correctly, he's totally screwed. Like, he's completely screwed. Like, dude, you're screwed. You're done. And again, the guy already has priors. Again, he's just a buffoon thug. That's it. I mean, and anybody who's running around wanting to fist fight people and challenging people to fist fights is a buffoon. Period. You're just a buffoon. That's it. Complete ass clown. All right. And that's all there is to say on it, man. Let's get over to some other type questions. Did you see Bugenhagen said Sam Maluk has elite strength? No, I didn't see that. I mean, are we claiming Sam Saluk's not strong? I've seen him incline 315, haven't we? Am I wrong? Haven't we seen Sam inclining 315 for some reps? Am I correct in that? Haven't we seen Sam repping 6 plates aside on the squat with pretty dang good range of motion? I mean, do we not count that as elite strength? Do we not count that as elite strength? Ruben, what are you talking about? You center mass. You don't try to injure anyone. You will go to prison. I can tell you right now. You need to get brushed up on how self-defense works with tactical handgunning. You need to go take some classes, because your statement right there, you're going to go to prison if you defend yourself. Like, you're screwed, dude. Even asking that question, I already know you're going to prison if you shoot in self-defense. You should go take some classes. Right? Asking about the leg. No, dude. You go take a tactical or self-defense handgunning class and ask the instructor that question, and he's going to put you in your place so fast you're going to feel like an ass clown. Just saying, dude. Coach, what are the key components to good workout programming? Fatigue management, proper loading, proper volume. Right? Those are your key components, Ram. Wes Watson's on a ton of gear. He's still small and weak. I don't think he's small. He's big, but I mean, he could definitely be weak. Is Mikey going to rejoin the team, Blaha? Mikey doesn't lift anymore. Yes, we talk. I mean, I'm in touch with Mikey. He's not a lifter these days. He does triathlons. He's shredded and does triathlons. Jason, why don't you use a football bar anymore? Because I don't need it. It doesn't suit any of my purposes. I have 3 of them. I'm thinking about selling them. I got mad at Wes after he went after that little boy. I don't know what you're talking about with that. What are you talking about? What? Hey, Bagel, I don't know the backstory there. Hold up, dude. I have no idea what that's about. Ooh, that sounds pretty bad. I don't know the backstory. I mean, what you wrote sounds pretty bad. But I mean, Wes is a scumbag, dude. He's a scumbag. We know this already. I mean, and we saw it all displayed here. Inviting people down. I'm not going to invite anybody to my place. I warn people, don't show up. Like, I'm not interested in your nonsense. Leave me alone. You know, not interested in it. He's a punk. Yeah. I mean, he's just a scumbag. Is what it is, you know. We need to build a strength base on your novice. He could have built a strength base there, but don't necessarily have to run the novice program. You could do some bodybuilding work. We know, yeah, I mean, the fact that he did that running kick, basically like a football on the guy, and it didn't even tap him out. I mean, how weak are your legs, dude? Do you consider you have elite genetics? I've been told that I have the worst genetics in YouTube fitness for everything. So clearly it's just training knowledge that's got me there. I wouldn't join a gang. I don't want to go to prison. Why would I be going to prison? I don't want to put energy into that idea. How about let's not go to prison? How's that sound? I don't even know what gangs are in prison. Like, what are my options? You know, this is not part of my world. Have you ever coached an ex-convict? Obviously, I have coached ex-convicts. I saw an Ian McCarthy video the other day. Is he still alive and coaching? I don't know if he's alive and coaching. I have no clue, guys. Wait, someone sent me a message. It's not going through. What happened there? My messenger is acting up. Who's more natural, Jeff Side or Mike O'Tren? I don't know. They're both equally natural, right? Yeah, that's a direct quote. The quote was that I have genetics so bad that God hates me, is what the Vitruvian physique said. I mean, Michael Hearn has a better physique and is stronger than Jeff and bigger than Jeff. But, you know, that doesn't tell us anything about who uses how much. Do you know what a prison wallet is, Coach? Yes, I've heard the term. I have heard the term. I am familiar with it. Keep in mind, I have a lot of cop friends. He hated you enough to give you a 600 deadlift, right? 635. 635. Give me a little bit of credit for that work, though. Why aren't y'all hitting? Like, why aren't you guys hitting? Like, that's a good question, Charles. Coach Blaha, what are your favorite low spine fatigue leg exercises? I don't know, any sort of machine, right? Leg press, belt squat, hack squats. I'm amazed anyone calls you weak, especially with a 635 raw deadlift at 40. Exactly right. Right. Jason, in a recent video, Mike Thurston and Greg Doucette said they're basically just doing fluff and pump with no heavy barbell work to maintain their gains. I guess if they're older in their own gear and they want to do that just to keep their gains, it will work. What's the most I've benched on camera? 365 with a 2-second pause. Pause it on my chest for 2 seconds. That's the heaviest bench I've done on camera. With calibrated plates and a Texas power bar, so it's a meat legal bar. Right? Why aren't you guys giving them? Get them likes up. Get those likes up. I don't know, like 3 years ago, roughly 2 years ago. So let's say I was definitely over 45. So either 45 or 46, Ruben. Also, you guys follow me on the Facebook page. Are you a fan of the Power Clean? Not really. I don't think there's ever been an earthquake in Houston, to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. There's never been one. You know what, guys? They are right, though. There's 15 of you asking questions and nobody's clicking the likes. What's up? I'm going to stop answering y'all's questions and just tab away. Go look at something else and come back. See if we can get some actual likes here. All right. What has kept you motivated through the years to be so consistent with your workouts? It's become habit, force of habit. Habit is everything. Plus accountability. Since I vlog all of it, if I don't put a workout up, people are panicking. They're sending messages. Dude, I get clients who start messaging me in Messenger. Hey, coach, you didn't put a workout up today. This is a training day. What's going on? Like, that helps. I have accountability. It's one reason you hire coaches is for accountability. I have viewers as accountability. It helps. Ruben, there we go. We got some likes now. Are there any benefits to mixing up the pause bench with touch and go? Maybe. I generally like to mostly stick to pause for most people. Could somebody completely replace a normal squat bar with an SSB if the goals are just general strength? Yes, as long as they don't have certain leverages. I found that long femur lifters, we end up with really underdeveloped quads because their back becomes such a big limit on that. If they're a shorter femur lifter, sure. Should a 400-pound squatter be concerned with spine fatigue? Yeah, to some extent. Your set of 5 on the high bar looked good today, coach. Thank you. Have you had any clients use Ozempic yet? No. TY, I've liked it. I appreciate it, man. What's your training on off day schedule? Right now, Monday through Friday, and then I do cardio on all the days. So I do a 5-day split Monday through Friday. Coach, I called it weeks ago. I was asking you numerous times, Wes should go to prison for assaulting an innocent. Well, the guy wasn't innocent. He clearly started the fights. Right? He clearly started. He's not innocent by any means. Not a gentle giant. The guy was a giant who came and showed up to cause trouble, started a fight. But Wes took it way beyond self-defense. It went over into it looked like aggravated assault. What are your current thoughts on the efficiency? I think they could be placebo, but I like them. Justin said, I hit like 2. Appreciate it, brother. Is Athlete next to learn? I think so. Sounds like a bully. Which person? Favorite rap song, coach? I'm going to go with My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me by the Ghetto Boys. Because I'm old school like that. Right? My age is showing. I wouldn't be on either one of their sides. They're both ass clowns. The guy shows up to start a fist fight, automatic ass clown. Wes's behavior afterwards, automatic ass clown. They're both in the wrong. I want both sides to lose. Will you ever buy a hack squat leg press? Maybe one day. When are you coming back with the gospel segments? You only do this is only going to be in the streams for now. I see no reason to make them as separate videos. Besides, then I don't have to deal with production. I can just get in and talk about the topic. Thoughts on vegan gains? Really, I don't think anyone should think about anything vegan gains has to say about training ever. Thoughts on Grizzly, you can't. Once you start the fight and you show up and start the fight, if that person's not using deadly force, you can't. You're going to go to prison. So no. That's not how it works, dude. You can't go start an altercation and then claim self-defense with a firearm. And that's something I've tried to explain before too. Like people are like, you get crazy stalkers. You're like, well, I'll show up with a thing. It's like you have no self-defense. Like Texas doesn't recognize self-defense if you're committing a crime already in the process. So if you show up at my home, for example, and you're stalking, like you're here without permission, you can't defend yourself against me. You can't shoot me in self-defense if I shoot at you first. You can't. You will go to prison. It's murder. Does that make sense? Because you were already in commission of a crime. You're not allowed to use self-defense. There is no self-defense. Like you're done. Vegan gains is a moron. We're fully aware of this. Do you see any benefits of the hack squat machine you sit in? I've never seen one you sit in. I don't get all this hate on Jason. He seemed like a cool guy. Well, there was a whole propaganda machine started like 12 years ago, dude. It is what it is. I'm not going to interact with the fake marks, Stephen here. Wes's mate should have been one-on-one. Well, the fact is, the 4-on-1, he's screwed. Like, dude, Wes is absolutely getting a felony out of that. He's not getting out of that. I read your Facebook post about supplements. Very true. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, we just got a bunch of stuff on the Facebook. Somebody must have come in there from here. But another one, if you guys will follow me on the Facebook page, hit like on everything, I'd appreciate that. Prosecutors are going to have a field day with Watson. Yeah, they are, dude. That is not, I mean, I saw the footage. And even worse, if I heard it right and they turned that audio up and I thought I heard those N-bombs too, and he called him the N-word in the middle of it, oh my God, he is so effed. Dude, you're on camera whooping somebody's butt. you know, definitely not the time for that. And am I the only one that heard that? Did anyone else catch that in there? I mean, I could have misheard it, guys. I thought I heard it in there. And if that is in the audio, they're going to hit him with a hate crime on top of it. He's screwed, dude. At any point during the Olympic lifts, you plan on competing in weightlifting? No, I've never even considered competing in it. If Andrew Richards, the guy over press, who cares if he's natty? The guy is ridiculously fat and he's going to die of a heart attack. Have you ever read or watched Jay and Blakely's stuff? I know quite a bit about Blakely's stuff, actually. Cybation paid to promote the campaign, yes, as part of that trial. Like a bunch of those people came out and admitted, some of those trolls admitted they were getting paid. Like on a forum, they admitted Cybation was cutting them a monthly check. Well, direct deposit. Hey, Mad Hatter, I don't really want to talk about that, but it was approximately 30. Yes, I held 30 different men at gunpoint who showed up at my home trespassing, crossing a no trespassing sign. 30. Coach, should the no balls French vagina be locked up? I have no idea. What? Black. Yeah, Mad Hatter needs to go. Do you think Maddox will get to 800 pounds on the bench? Possibly. I mean, let's be fair. Like he's gotten really close already. As long as here's what I think with Maddox: if he doesn't get hurt and get knocked out of the game first, that's going to be my answer. As long as he doesn't get injured, I think Maddox will eventually get 800. Is there any point in doing the Olympic list if you don't plan on competing weightlifting? Debatable. Jason has been a dissonant to the supplement industry complex on the Forbes industry. That's why he's aboard. Yep. It will probably be dropped to a miss. I don't know. We'll see, dude. Right. No, Grizzly, why don't you go take a tactical handgunning class like all the rest of us have done? Grizzly only once as a stalker actually showed up at my house. No, someone sent people to my door every hour on the hour. So pretty much it was timed. Basically, a stalker from the internet essentially had every hour on the hour for over 24 hours straight, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., someone beating on my door. And essentially their plan, because they put it online, their plan was to prove that I was racist by sending black men to my door to harass me and anger me until I shot one, so that they could prove that I was a racist. That was their actual intended plan. So essentially, they signed up and pretended my ex-girlfriend was a tranny who was into black guys, and they put in an ad, and then were contacting, pretending to be her, and then having them beat on the door really loud, because it was a turn on, supposedly, for the person to have the door beat on. And so it was around 30 of them. And yes, I got police involved and everything. I didn't get in any trouble. Jason, when did you did the 225 over press? What was your max bench? Low 300s, maybe 325. Jason has roadmaps for arms looking freaky, bro. Are bands okay for undulating? I don't know what you mean by undulating pull-ups. Your favorite diet soda? Probably Coke Zero. Julius Maddox tore his rotator cuff last year. He's around 701 now. Yeah, he's got to not get hurt, right? Coach, is NH still being hurt? His girlfriend has 3. I have no idea. I don't think he actually has a girlfriend, guys, or a wife. I don't think any of that's true. Charles, I heard you had one of the worst hate campaigns against you in internet history. Pretty much. Yeah, Ruben, it was around the clock. They were like clockwork. Even if someone is a racist, who cares? People have the right. But yeah, here's the point though, Jeff. Think about the psychoticness of it. You want to prove someone's a racist so bad that you're willing to sacrifice a minority to prove they're a racist. Think about that for a moment. Think about the level of psychosis. We already know that person is racist on their own level, but think about the level of mental illness. Wow. Are most of your clients on 3 or 4 day splits? Yeah, I only have 2 people on 5 day. His girlfriend is strap on, probably. Music, I've not been able to protect my privacy and home address. I get doxxed everywhere I live immediately. Anytime I move, usually the internet has my address within 72 hours and it's published everywhere every time I've moved. So it's impossible. Authority just Frank's accent. Larry Wills recently benched 405 for 30 reps. Strap on is his girlfriend. Yeah, I think Alpha Destiny is his girlfriend. Hey, Charles, I'm about to get rid of you. Justified? That's never justified. So you're gone. It's like having your own psycho fan club. Is it true that your channel is one of the reasons YouTube decided? Yes, they actually contacted me as one of their case studies because they saw the activity and realized there was a pretty much a bot being used. And so I was one of their case studies of why they actually did it. Yep. Yeah, I agree. That is literally about the most psychotic form of virtue signaling there is. Exactly, Jefferson. Cubby is definitely the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to agree. I think in their relationship, Cubby's definitely the bottom. Hey, Justin, I don't know. You tell me how they get it that quick. Do you ever stop squatting or deadlifting in the last? Yeah, I took a year and a half off from squatting a few years back. Do you still have personal YouTube reps? I have a contact there. I'm not in the partner management program at the moment, but they may reoffer it to me again. If they do, NH will probably be deleted because they deleted everyone who made crazy videos like that last time. They just asked me when I explained the situation in a call. They're like, well, that can't be allowed. And I'm like, well, I reported this video and they didn't take it down. And the manager looked at me and said, oh, yeah, these thumbnails alone. And they just deleted the channels, like straight up. That's even how Shadow Man was deleted. They're just like, he's gone. Yeah, this is unacceptable. Sorry, this didn't get removed. So, yeah, his case studies alone are direct terms of service violations. Or creators, yeah, we can see it, but we have to go look for it. It's not on my main screen, though, to where I work through. So I have to actually go manually look. I've lived in a gated community. I was in a gated complex when that whole situation happened with the people coming to the door. They just followed other cars in. Are you over the low? No, I don't want to be involved in low blinder because he's a con man shilling garbage supplements. Yeah, I mean, people can still see him. There's a way to see him. Hey, Jeff Six, you already know that that was something I've said and apologized for that happened 10 years ago, right? And I've given public apologies, and you guys know that I didn't do any of that, right? It's been 10 years. You need to get over it, right? And it wasn't Black Ops. Did you not watch any of it? You clearly didn't watch any of it, but I'm going to get rid of you now. You know that was in 2015, though, and I've issued public apologies many, many times. So I think the natural hypertrophy videos are protectors he got around, other than he used my likeness in the thumbnails. Who is the biggest charlatan shill in the fitness industry? I don't know. Pretty much anyone pimping supplements. What's the best tasting whey you've ever tried? Lovelinder's whey is actually good. I'll give him that. What do you optimal nutrition? You know, he's even more insane, like by 100 times that genetic beast. Yeah, that guy's weird. There's a book about 400 pages about how to protect privacy and home address, but it's hard to do. And the people you hire to help you with this, yeah, it's a lot of work. Cuff them up and call the popo. What do you mean? Mr. Oak, I'm not going to discuss that. I would prefer to not discuss that topic at all. And I'm not going to discuss how I dealt with it, but yes, I did have a client fall in love with me. All right. And yes, literally use those words, but I don't want to discuss that. Species nutrition tastes really good. The coffee flavor is especially amazing. Maybe. Are you allowed to use a public figure's? Here's the thing, though, with the nature of the videos is the problem, right? He can't claim it's not about me, so he doesn't have that defense. Is creatine useless? It's like most. No, it's slightly useful. Jason, for natty guys, do you think that the muscular development peak is at 30? No, not necessarily. He's definitely going to slow after that. What do you think about behind the neck presses as an accessory or main overhead movement? I think they're great if your shoulders can handle them. If your shoulders can handle them safely, they're great. But if they can't, then no. Protein drink. I haven't had all this. Jocko's chocolate mint protein is really good. Thank you. If you like minty, I do like minty. Hey, Jason, I was wondering, after seeing your video on holiday fat gaining, you said there's a limit of absorption in 24 hours because of the GI tract, but I've read you can store limited fat. Well, you've read wrong. You can't store limited fat because you have a limit to what your GI tract can even absorb in 24 hours. You are not going to gain a full pound of fat in a day. That would be extremely, almost impossible. Okay. Biologically speaking, gaining an entire pound of body fat in 24 hours would be, I mean, we could maybe create a hypothetical scenario where you could pull it off, but it's extremely unlikely. Like maybe if you chugged nothing but 7,000 calories of pure oil and nothing else in with an empty gut, right? And you didn't have diarrhea and squirt it all out, maybe, but that's really pushing it. How's the natty life, bra? It's okay. I mean, I'm just doing a replacement. I'm in the normal range right now, so it's all good. I'm a little more chill, actually. Behind the neck presses are amazing, Marco. I don't know that they're a great tricep exercise, but they're a great shoulder exercise. Thoughts on Burley Hawk using overload bench or 20% of run rate max and band pressure added to working sets? I don't like the term overload bench, but I mean, it works for Burley, and a lot of West Side guys have done stuff like that. Yes, I've been to Mexico. Behind the neck presses are not tricep dominant. The first time I've been to Mexico, I was a kid. We went down there to go dove hunting. Behind the neck presses are not tricep dominant. If you want to hammer the long head, use standard. Yeah, pretty much. I do follow my own program. Coach took a week off from lifting due to flu virus. How much strength after recovery do you lose? It's going to depend on the person, right? It's going to depend completely on the person. Jason's extremely well traveled. He's been to both Mexico and the UK. Yeah. Sometimes I forget how crazy and gauntlet people are. Then I remember your story, right? Yep, the stuff that I have experienced due to the internet. Could it be that major supplement companies that sent cookie stalkers after you? What do you mean cookie stalkers? I've always self-programmed, and I've never had a coach. Why do some bodybuilders use EPO? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why any bodybuilder would use EPO. Completely irrational. Should you continue to hit deadlift PRs deep into a cut? I know, bitch. Yeah, if you're cutting slow enough. What defines a program? I have a structure to it, Mr. Oak, and I adjust it based upon what happened also the week before. There's a flow to it. You don't think a lot of my clients get the same sort of stuff? You don't think I adjust a lot of my clients every single week? Literally. A lot of my advanced people, we do. Thank you, Gregor. My squat is going up. Cut very slow and you'll be fine pretty much. What made you do a YouTube channel? Like, remember, I don't remember at this point. Keeping in mind, I mean, that was 2012. Do you go to Mexico? I haven't been to Mexico in like forever. What character? I don't even care about talking about wow. Is the rubber mat versus metal plate weight difference legitimate or just a myth? That's a myth. I mean, I guess it would depend on if the plates were poorly made, they might weigh a different amount. Coach, why did you stop wearing squat shoes? Because I like doing barefoot. I feel like it builds strong ankles. Sorry this was answered, but Wes Watson is clearly a high dose gear user. Is it possible to run conjugate for overhead pressure in theory? Hey, Raman, if you go look into endurance sports and sports nutrition related to endurance sports, you can get formulas on GI tract limits. There's a whole science around trying to get more calories in through the limitation for endurance sports. So go start there. Do you think contracting maximally isometric against an immovable object like pins around the sticking point has value? Maybe. Maybe from a neural drive in some cases. Mr. Oak, I have no way to answer that. Thoughts on Dave Hoff as a coach? I have no answer to that. I have no idea what his coaching looks like. Do supplement companies? No, they don't have any gag order on me. They did in the UK, but not in America. Is EMG data meaningless? No, it's not meaningless, but you got to be careful what sort of conclusions. Like, that's a really, really weird question. Seriously? Do they get lots of gear into prison? I've heard they do. Dave Hoff is a super cool and very smart guy who knows his stuff for sure. Yeah, I have no idea what his material is, so I can't give an answer because I don't know anything about it. I know he's strong as hell. Who are the other actual natties besides Alec and Gary? I don't know. Go watch the natty or not. I don't even remember. But I didn't say anyone's natty. The question is it possible they're natty? Not are they natty? I don't know if you've ever seen Paul Carter saying you don't need a calorie surplus to maximize muscle growth. I don't know that he's entirely wrong. Practically, there are times when you do need a surplus, but to say that you need a surplus all the time to maximize muscle growth, no. Like if you're super, super lean, you might need one, yeah. But is someone who say 13 to 15% body fat, do they need a calorie surplus to maximize muscle growth? I don't know that they actually do, Marco. I'm not convinced they actually do. I'm not convinced there's evidence to prove that they do. They should be able to, in theory, recomp. If programming is perfect and protein intake is high enough, they may not actually need any surplus to get all their muscle gains. So Paul may not be wrong. What's the best way for people to stop supplement companies from going? I don't know that you can. Laws have to change because their marketing is so good. They're always going to get clowns buying their stuff. Going to Mexico, let's see, I'm just asking. Your dad bought strength standards for natty guys? Yeah. Advice when someone couldn't keep up, they couldn't keep up. Mark Bell is the definition of someone whose ego got way too big when he burned too many bridges and led to his downfall. Possibly. I don't know. Did he really have a downfall? Marco, in many cases you can, though. I'm going to say there's exceptions to that, though, for sure. The most realistic, obtainable natural physique for the average dude is Thomas Jane in The Punisher. I would need to see it. I'm talking very high, like probably exceeding. I mean, if you want to recomp, ideally, the more the better. But I'm going to say probably at least a gram per pound of body weight. And I'm not talking about for normal growth. I'm talking if you want to ensure recomposition, maybe. But it could be less. But if you really want recomp, protein overfeeding has been shown in data to actually help with recomposition. So at that point, we might be talking 300-400 grams. Which noble natty has the worst genetics? I have no idea. I have no idea which one has the worst genetics. Worst genetics for what? Like which one is the shortest? Is KFC and Popeyes good bulking food? No. No, that's all garbage. It'll kill you. I never get why amateurs, because people want the fringe benefits. They want the quality of life and other stuff they get from it. I don't judge. Would a non-powerlifting person be just fine pulling sumo? Maybe. I can't condone the idea of federal regulation of supplement companies because that would interfere with free. But here's the problem. They don't have free market capitalism with them now. They have restrictions. They're not allowed to make products that work. But should they be allowed to falsely advertise, Jefferson? Do you believe that companies should be allowed to engage in false advertising? Do you believe they should be allowed to make products that are harmful? So that's the question. Should we require safety testing? Because we don't right now for supplements. We don't fully restrict the false advertising. So that's what we're talking about. So remove the clause, remove the regulation to where they're allowed to make things that actually work. Okay. How's that, Jefferson? Because that's already regulated. So in the current climate, they can't make products that actually do what they want. So that needs to be removed. But we also need to enforce false advertising. We also need to figure out what we're going to do with safety testing, because as it stands, they require none. And they're allowed to false advertise with a clause. Do you see the issue there? So I guess it depends on what we define as a free market. Hey, Jason, I deadlift 619.90. Do you think a 700 is achievable for me? Possibly, Joe. Joe, if at 19 you pulled 600 natty, you very well might have the freaky genetics to pull 700 eventually natty. I'm not saying you're guaranteed to, but it might be possible. I would put it within the realm of possibility. Hey, Jason, are 3 meals with carbs and protein? I don't know. What are you eating? Have you ever been offered a TV or movie role? No. How do I get healthy like Eric Konevsky? He's not healthy. Aside from the hatred of seafood, is sushi a good bodybuilder meal? Sure. I wouldn't eat it, but it's a good bodybuilder meal. Because this is United States, whatever. I've already answered that. What's your opinion on creatine? It works mildly. Plenty of data shows that it works a little bit, but it works very, very little, but it does work. Story time of Blaha, the case of fake gear and supplements in the fitness industry, right? What are your top? I wouldn't put it down to top 3. I don't even like to think in those terms. My body, my choice is legislation, Jefferson. That's left-wing sloganeering. By the way, longtime follower of yours since the Ice Cream Fitness days. I've made a lot of progress over the years. Following your stuff, I'm able to deadlift over 700 pounds and do pull-ups with 90-pound reps. Awesome. At 275. Dude, you were straight killing it. That's phenomenal. You were right when you said bulking and cutting is outdated, but so many people recount because they hate how long it takes. Yeah. Quality over quantity, Justin. Most impressive lift you witnessed by a random gym bro, if you can remember it. I can't remember. By a random gym bro, I don't know. There's a lot of kids pulling a 600 deadlift in high school weight rooms around the U.S. It's a big accomplishment. It doesn't just don't make it your life's work. Yeah, and that's just genetics at that point, guys. Although a lot of those are sumo with straps and stuff, so be aware of that. Yeah, Jefferson, he's right. Sarcasm doesn't work through text, by the way. It never comes across correctly. So you need to actually write sarcasm. You need to put that. Is eating a lot of bread bad for bodybuilding? Maybe in some cases, depending on what's going on with your metabolic rate and the way you process certain foods. It could be good, it could be bad. That is not a clear-cut and dry answer. Or a dry and buttered answer. Best advice for lagging delts: do some lateral raises, work a couple different angles, maybe increase the delt volume a little bit. You're definitely going to need some isolation work if you're really truly struggling there. And also ask yourself, are they really lagging delts, or are you just not shooting your delts like most bodybuilders do? Make sure your delts are actually lagging for a person who doesn't inject their delts directly. Keep in mind, most bodybuilders pin delts, competitive bodybuilders. GVS pins his delts, for example. Like you can clearly see he shoots his delts. Would you say a raw 600 stiff bar sumo deadlift is more impressive than a 650 sumo bar with straps? Yes. Any sumo done with straps of the whippy bar is automatically way less impressive. I would say literally that stiff bar sumo done on a power bar with 600 is a harder lift. I've heard taking a test booster can have benefits while even taking testosterone because no, they don't work. No, test boosters are a complete scam. Why are Liver King's abs so weird looking? I don't know. Good point. It's easy to think you have lagging delts looking influencers. No, Harris, it's not just because they're taking tons of gear. They are injecting their delts with their gear directly. So it's not just muscle. All right, Bagel Man. Man, I didn't realize you were that bad of a troll till I caught that. You're out of here. Ooh. Do you remember George Lehman? I very much remember George Lehman. No, sumo's not necessarily unimpressive. I don't dislike Jeff Nichols. Milo Wolf needs to probably go, though. He doesn't bring anything to the table except a PhD in how to not look like you lift. Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize Bagel was that weird of a sicko. Who's the most impressive strength athlete overall, in your opinion? I would pick Big Z. Big Z's up there. I'm always a fan of the Kaz, though, man. Bill Kazmaier's like the GOAT. But I'm going to go with Pujanowski, too, though. He's up there. All right, especially once he got in and started fighting, too. He's just so well-rounded, and he was lean. When do you train for your next meet? Will you swap in the deadlift bar closer to the meet to practice with? I actually pulled with the deadlift bar this week. I did 550 for 4. That was a deadlift bar. Clarence Kennedy's impressive. Clarence is a pretty strong dude, yeah. What do you think of this new trend? That's never been a new trend. Plenty of people have done that. Kurt Kowalski is my favorite. Kurt was definitely strong. Kurt was kind of his own level. The Grizzly guy is just weird. Will you watch the Super Bowl? Probably not. Okay. Anatoly's actual max depth was around 480. Right? That's what he did in competition. Like his best competition deadlift was 480. Keep in mind, those are trick lifts, and that's all setups, too. But staying natural is a lot more popular now than 5 or 10 years ago. I don't know, maybe. Thoughts on Kenny Body still claiming he's always been natty and him saying roids make you age really fast? I don't know about that. Yeah, it's still pretty much full of shit. Omar says, what do you mean that seems too low? Will you stop squatting after 60? Probably not. I don't think I will. All right. Now, CM's a regular. He comes in and chats all the time. He may be a troll, but he's not a bad troll. Mr. Oak is a troll. Probably. Yeah, all of Anatoly's official lifts on open powerlifting. You're forgetting Anatoly does a lot of stuff with bumpers, sumo, really whippy bars, and straps. That's what you have to remember with a lot of that. Man, those bumper plates on whippy bars make a much bigger difference than you realize. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, Anatoly's deadlifted like 480. I think he's benched in the high 200s. I think he's benched like 260. Right? Yeah, I already know like of almost everything's a troll. But there's a difference between trolling and malicious trolling. Mars beat Bob Sapp in MMA. Battle of the Natties. Yeah, Marius was legit all around. Would you, John Hack has already surpassed Ed Cohen with him breaking almost all his records? Yeah, it's crazy. My gym only has bumper plates at the deadlift platform, but I know there was easier to pull. Well, the whippy bar they are. Yeah, big time. There's this kid, Tyson R., who has a deadlift 1,000-pound sumo straps with only bench 250. I think I've seen that guy actually. Omar, but he's not strong overall, so maybe you think maybe there's some trickery there. You sure there's that much weight on there? Are people still doing bro splits? I train bro splits these days, actually. Yep. I do a 5-day bro split right now, but I do heavy squat, bench, and deadlift in it. No, I'm not going to talk. I don't even use the term manlet. You guys use that term, not me. Okay, we don't have deadlift bars, just standard. Yeah, if the bar's not bending, it's not going to matter so much. Yeah, Anatoly's videos are fake anyways. Like, it's all set up fakes. It's not like these are real events that are happening with real lifters who don't know who he is, who can't lift the weight. It's a prank channel. And that's the whole idea behind it. No, full body. I only advocate full body for novices. No, I didn't. Someone else said it and I copied it and I thought it was funny, but I don't ever really use that term. I don't actually call people manlets. I think it's a silly term. I don't personally use it. I think I might have used it once in that context because I think someone else said it and I laughed and repeated it. But Mr. Oak, I didn't see what you just deleted. Oh man. Anybody catch it? Yeah, like I really don't care. I mean, that's going to be most pro bodybuilders, right? It's going to be 90% of the people in the Olympia lineup. Well, Justin, it's rolling in clients, which is the important thing. And by the way, guys, I have multiple coaching slots open. I'll put up a post for it under this at the end. What's going on there? Where's he at? Awesome. Got Matthias's leg day, so I can get his vlog up tomorrow. All right, cool. Still one of the most impressive I've seen is Mark in deadlifting 600 for 4 like 12 years ago when he was scrawnier. Yeah. What percentage strength would you trade for? I don't think it works that way. I like Gimli the Dwarf too. That one was funny with him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What did he have to say about Jerry Ward? Mr. O, go ahead and put your full post up. We know. I've actually had a good increase this week, but I want to keep that flowing. I'm not going to give my exact number though, Justin. It's lower than I'd like. Can obliques be trained enough with squats and deadlifts? Maybe. I don't want to say that for certain. I think you need some core work no matter what. Yeah, John Hack's 940 conventional deadlifting competition full meet. That is insane. John Hack is all around insane. And he just gets better and better. Oh, yeah, but Mr. Oak, there was a lot of stuff that Jerry did that was goofball. Like Jerry did nothing but pump with pink dumbbells. And I'm definitely going to say a bro split where you're pumping nothing but pink dumbbells is ridiculous. Right. But I've explained in detail why I was wrong on the bro split. Like it's one of those things where I've eaten crow. It's one of those things where years ago I broke it down, right? And I said, you know what, guys, I got it wrong. Straight up said, I got it wrong. Apologize. I'm going to have to eat crow on this one. Let's do better in the future. I and the whole evidence-based community got it wrong. All of us did. So, Coach, you do Monterey Jack? I like the taste. No, I do cheddar and other stuff too. Sometimes I do Monterey Jack. Sometimes I do Colby, whatever. Professor Oak would be a better name, right? Is a 350 bench all natural considered lead if you don't compete in anything and aren't obese? I would say so. Considering before steroids, like the world record recorded bench press anywhere was like 350 in the pre-steroid era, I'm going to say it's pretty decent then. I mean, yeah, Jerry tore both pecs benching 315. I mean, come on, guys. First time he got under a heavy bench in years, he did a 315 bench and literally tore both pecs on camera and had to have them repaired. You guys watch me do rep work with that every week. There's a point where you just have to be like, what are you doing wrong? Justin, is a temporary at 200, but I'm going to raise it here soon. So if you want it at 200, you may want to come in now. No, I don't retroactive adjust anything. So people come on what they come on. And then if I do temporary lower rates as a sale, I don't adjust everyone for that. It's for those current slots. So once those slots fill, if I just pump rates back up, that's what people come on in. Right. How is Michael Hearn able to take so much gear? I don't think he takes a lot of gear. Oh, we got Bagel Man's made a new whole new profile. All right. I don't think Michael Hearn's a high doser. I think he uses very small amounts for decades on end. Right? For decades on end, he's used very small amounts. And he trains really, really, really hard. What do you think about Michael Hearn saying to not train abs? That seems weird. I don't understand why. Music, I've done full videos. I don't want to spend a whole live discussing what's going on with the nervous system on that, but I've done videos explaining why that is. What does the research say? What's your heaviest one-arm bench press or clap? I've never done either one, and I don't care. Right. No, Mr. Oak, that's not going to fly. Yeah. So let's just get rid of you with that nonsense. Do you think Michael Hearn is a low-key marketing genius who came up with the absurd fake natty thing because he knew he'd get attention? Probably. I think it's definitely a marketing thing, and it's worked well for him. Maybe he's not. I don't think he's dumb at all. I don't think Michael Hearn is dumb. He's good at marketing, and he likes to do the whole exaggeration thing, like that whole era of bodybuilders did. What do you consider to be a strong squat? Anything 500 plus is usually pretty decent. Yeah. I'd say that's where strength begins. At 500. Okay. Duck eggs, exactly. All right, guys, I think we're about an hour. Right, we're about an hour in. I'm going to wind this down. It's a little slow now at this point. So I love all you guys and gals. I'll give you guys a bicep shot before we go. Oh, bound biceps. Let's roll the sleeve up a little for you. Oh, that didn't work. Bound biceps. We'll give you a forearm shot then. There we go. That looks better. And we're out of here, guys.